this year's NBA free agency. What do you think about these upcoming teams and how they're looking? If your favorite team did anything or didn't do anything, let me know down in the comments what they did or should or didn't do. Also, definitely don't mind how I'm looking right now. Probably looking kind of rough. I've showered, brushed my teeth. I'm ready for bed, but as you guys know, with NBA free agency, anything can happen at any point in time, so I kind of waited pretty late to make this video, and hopefully it's not, too early or too late to make a video talking a kind of a roundup of NBA free agency. Now, I'm just really making this video because I'm assuming, at least as of right now, no other really big dominoes will fall until a handful more days, and I kind of want to get a jump on this video early instead of waiting another, 3, 4, 5 days to make this video and wait for everyone to get it done and over with the NBA's free agency. Now, there's still a lot of moving parts out there that did or didn't happen already, like Torrey Craig re-signing with the Chicago Bulls, or Nick Batum going back to the LA Clippers. There are some role players out there that are, I don't want to say insignificant, but players that definitely aren't moving the league in any sort of manner that happens in the NBA. We had Royce O'Neal re-signing with the Phoenix Suns for a 4-year, $44 million contract. Jalen Smith going to the Bulls. Kelly Oubre staying with the 76ers. Andre Drummond also going to the 76ers. We're going to be talking a lot about the 76ers in today's video. If you know, you know. And one that was actually kind of surprising by me, Patrick Williams, the sort of, I don't want to say failed, but definitely a slow cooking rookie, well, almost used to be rookie, on the Chicago Bulls, re-signs with the Chicago Bulls for a 5-year, $90 million contract. Almost $100 million going to Patrick Williams, a guy who I don't even think has averaged over 10 points per game. I don't think he's ever averaged over double digits in the NBA yet, paying him almost $100 million. Interesting. I don't know if that contract is going to be just used for trade bait, so if they need a max salary, if they want to get like a good trade for like a superstar at some point in time, maybe. Or they actually just do believe in Patrick Williams. Now, I watch a lot of Chicago Bulls games. I've watched them from time to time. I've been to a Chicago Bulls game a few times in the recent years, but man, he doesn't really shake me as an almost $100 million player, at least in my opinion. I know he's still very young in his development, and is probably still going to need to develop a little bit more, but any other ones that aren't really league shaking, Jonas Valanciunas did go to, well, his new team, the Washington Wizards, a 3-year, $30 million contract for your boy Jonas Valanciunas. Now I know you're thinking, Jake Baller, why are the Wizards signing a big man? They literally just drafted a big man in Alex Sarr, who might arguably be the best player in this year's draft class. Well, Alex Sarr wanted to be a power forward. He always wanted to be a power forward. He wants to be a power forward in the NBA. Now, there are rumors out there that the Atlanta Hawks wanted Alex Sarr to be their new center of the future, and he didn't like that, so he obviously said he didn't want to go to Atlanta for that reason. He wanted to go to the Wizards because the Wizards would play him at power forward. So they need a starting center, and so they got Jonas Valanciunas to play starting center, kind of be a vet mentor, which Jonas Valanciunas has always been kind of a good, high IQ, level-headed player pretty much his entire career, and him kind of, with Jonas Valanciunas under his wing, I think that's a solid vet to sort of learn from and sort of get, a good feel of the NBA game. With Alex Sarr, I don't hate the move. Not bad, 3 years, $10 million a year. It is what it is. I actually like that pickup for them. Obi Toppin stays with the Indiana Pacers for a 4-year, $60 million contract. I mean, you have Obi Toppin, you have Jarris Walker. Oh man, they're kind of really scrunching up the power forwards. They have Pascal Siakam. Man, they're really sort of crunching up that power forward line, man. There's going to be a blockage there. Isaiah Hartenstein, going from a pretty solid situation in New York weird situation in Oklahoma City because he is signing a 3-year, $90 million contract with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So again, Isaiah Hartenstein getting paid basically $30 million a year. My brain is fried. Cool, I guess, but like, wow. Wow. Anyways, love me some Isaiah Hartenstein. Very much a sort of, how do I say this? A hard-working big man, and that's my favorite type of big, is someone who's just a rebounder, a go-get-em guy, a dive on the floor, rebounding type of defensive-minded center. Now, is he the best at that? No. Was he really good for the New York Knicks team? Was kind of a backbone for that line? Yes. So, you're bringing that over to OKC. I just don't know if, I'm assuming he's gonna play a lot of minutes if he's getting paid that much money, but is he going to be a starter? Is Chet Holmgren now going to be a power forward? Or is Isaiah Hartenstein just going to be a backup big that you're paying $30 million for Chet Holmgren? I have no idea. I'm interested to see, but if Chet Holmgren is just going to be the new power forward for that team, I'm also interested to see that as well. But wow. Contavious Caldwell-Pope got paid $66 million for 3 years to be now in Orlando. So he goes from a title contender in the Denver Nuggets to making millions more on a still very decent Orlando Magic team. Now this is obviously just a cash grab for Contavious Caldwell-Pope. I think he's kind of done title chasing, and in his mid to late 30s, he's just wanted to make the biggest bag before he retires. He already has a title with the Lakers, and he went to Denver, had some good runs there, but I don't think he really needs to do much more in his career. You're already a champion, get your money. This was not really a game changer, but it's game changing, and by that I mean to the history of the NBA. It's Chris Paul. Chris Paul actually wasn't a free agent to start this sort of run of the NBA season. He was actually, I think, on a team option, a player option, some sort of option that got declined, and then became a free agent. So that kind of happened, and Chris Paul is now a member of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs in the year 2010, 2011 would be the biggest, oh my god, what the hell is happening in NBA history. That would have been a absolute dynasty with him and Tim Duncan and Ginobili, blah, blah, blah. But him being now on a super young and developing team with Victor Wembanyama and Stephon Castle is a complete flip side of that. He's now went from a ring-chasing player to a player that I think has accepted that he's kind of done. In my opinion, I don't think Chris Paul lasts this season. I am pretty sure Chris Paul might retire after this year, which is so sad. But I think this might be the last season of Chris Paul, and he might be leaving it with the greatest, in my opinion, NBA head coach in Greg Popovich, and leading not by example by on the court, but off the court, in the locker room, being the head guy of that team to help sort of tutor and mentor guys like Victor, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, all the young guys on that Spurs team. Nicholas Claxton signing with the Brooklyn Nets, 4 years, $100 million. Definitely a super defensive-minded center who's a little bit undersized and kind of injury-prone. Some people really like Nick Claxton. Some people think he's just kind of a whatever player. I like him. Not the worst contract for $100 million. Tobias Harris, I guess, is kind of a game changer. Going to the Detroit Pistons now. It says here a 2-year, $60 million contract. I'm not sure if that's right or not. I mean, Tobias Harris literally is just getting paid money just to get paid money. If you don't know, the Detroit Pistons needed to spend money. The Detroit Pistons have so much youth and young contracts and players that still aren't available to get extensions yet, that they absolutely needed to spend money. Like, if they didn't spend money, they would actually get penalized for being so far under the cap that they just literally threw money at whatever veteran that would come there. And it just so happens to be Tobias Harris getting paid $60 million to play in Detroit for 2 years. I would take that deal as well. Malik Monk is returning to the Kings. Love that. Toronto also re-signed Emmanuel Quickley for a 5-year, $175 million contract. Now we're starting to get some big boy money right here. $175 million for Emmanuel Quickley. They're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on Emmanuel Quickley being that team's franchise point guard. I don't hate it. I like him there. I think he definitely play the 2 guard or the point guard, wherever they need him to be. Actually, I think he's pretty flexible when it comes to that. And if one day that he needs to switch, I think he can. 175 mil for him isn't the worst, especially for a 5-year contract extension. If you split it up, and again, think about what players are making what money now. Not terrible for a player who's probably going to average like 18 and 5 for a good chunk of that 5-year expansion, and maybe even going further along with that could even improve into being something more, which I'm sure a lot of you think he can be. Maybe he can be. James Harden returns to the Clippers, 2-year, $70 million contract. That's a 2-year, $35 mil deal, which I guess isn't terrible for, again, knowing how much money players are getting paid now. 30 to 35 mil for, an almost pretty solid James Harden. I guess you take it, especially for the LA Clippers, who definitely need as much help as they need right now. Pascal Siakam re-signed with the Indiana Pacers, 4-year, $190 million contract. That team just went to the Eastern Conference Finals. No duh, you're going to pay everyone on that team to stay together. Do I think that team is a contender? No. An Eastern Conference Final contender? No. Last year's Eastern Conference playoffs were riddled with injury. I don't think they get past the first round, to be honest, without all the injuries that went their way. If you can say that seems kind of wrong. I think they're a great team, but I don't think they're, a contending team like that. OG Anunoby does go to the New York Knicks, back to the New York Knicks, I'll say, teaming up now with Mikal Bridges, who got traded to the New York Knicks. OG is making $200+ million over the next 5 years. For one of the best on-ball defenders and a player who's really developed well his own offensive game. Is he a superstar? No, but he plays a superstar role that every team needs. A wing that can defend. Every team wants that. He's getting paid big bucks because he's maybe the best at that. LeBron James is on this list, but is LeBron James leaving LA? No. LeBron James is going to stay a Laker. He loves the Lakers. He loves being a part of this historic franchise. He lives in California. Everyone lives in California. And of course, they also just drafted Bronny to the Lakers, so of course he's going to be staying on the team, but technically he is a free agent. He is. Tyrese Maxey also re-signed with the 76ers, 5-year, $200 mil. Tyrese Maxey, an all-star quality guard, who, in my opinion, is maybe one of my favorite players in the Eastern Conference to watch. I think he won Most Improved Player last year, which, hate that. How is Tyrese Maxey, a guy that we all knew was this good, but because he plays with Joel Embiid and also played alongside James Harden, could never show it? How does a player that we all know is this good win Most Improved Player? Kind of weird. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. But some things actually did happen that altered the NBA, in my own opinion. Paul George and Klay Thompson. Now I know you're thinking, Jake Paul, what do you mean Klay Thompson? The splash brother to Steph Curry, the absolute legend of the Golden State Warriors. He's going to retire there. They're going to build a huge statue with Klay Thompson hanging his No. The man left. Klay Thompson is no longer a splash brother. Oh my god. My heart. It hurts. He actually left, which, dear God, I never thought this was ever going to happen. How do you leave? Your dynasty team like this is insane to me. Now, obviously, of course, after a dynasty, players leave all the time. You think of the Chicago Bulls, how many rotating pieces came in and out of the Chicago Bulls during their run. Makes sense. LeBron James with the Miami Heat dynasty, whatever you want to call it. They won 2 championships, but he left there. Kobe and Shaq, that didn't work out. sometimes it just happens, and reports out there say that Klay Thompson just didn't feel at home anymore with the Golden State Warriors. The way he was being treated, talked about, kind of almost, again, quoting, looked down upon. He just didn't feel like he was really a part of the team the way he used to be, and for that reason, he's dipping. He wants to go to a place that he can contend, and a place where he'll start, which obviously in Golden State, he wasn't starting, and wasn't starting a handful of games, and now he's a Dallas Maverick, which that is going to be one of the craziest things to see ever. Like me seeing Damian Lillard in a Milwaukee Bucks uniform, mind-boggling. But seeing Klay Thompson not in a Golden State Warrior uniform is also just gonna explode my brain. I think this is an interesting pick, but the idea that Klay Thompson is going to be a starting I'm assuming a starting small forward next to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, I don't know how well that fit matches really, unless he's coming off the bench, which then why would you leave Golden State for that unless you just wanted to ring chase, which is weird because you already have so many rings. I don't understand it, but I'm not Klay Thompson. I don't know how he's feeling. And then arguably the biggest domino to finally have fallen, and it fell at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's Paul George finally picking his team after being a LA Clipper for a couple years. And God, the whole entire Clipper journey was insane. Like, my time is now, the new kings of LA, we are the true owners of this arena, blah blah blah, the whole entire yapping of the Clippers and the Lakers since they've got Kawhi, and Paul George was hysterical looking back at all those stuff. Oh my God. Paul George is no longer a Clipper. He's a Philadelphia 76er. He's teaming up alongside Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, brand new rookie. Kelly Oubre's coming back. Andre Drummond is going there. That team is looking kind of spicy. That team is looking like, oh wow. You look at them. You look at the Celtics. Something is definitely brewing there for a potential really interesting Eastern Conference Finals matchup that I would love to see. Because Paul George signs a 4-year, $212 million contract. Now, again, reports are out there saying that Paul George not only wanted a lot of money, no duh, but B, he wanted a lot of money on a long-term contract. Now, as you can see from the LA Clippers paying James Harden on a 2-year contract, the Clippers do not want to be in this weird title window for so long. Kawhi's old, James Harden's old. Paul George is also not getting any younger. He's also pretty injury-ridden. I don't think the Clippers wanted to pay Paul George a 4-year contract on a team that really is only looking for really competing for the next year or two, and they're going to be tanking heavily for the next handful of years. Paul George says, peace out, I'm dipping, and I'm going to a team that's going to do that. It looks like the 76ers bid on it, and now you have Joel Embiid, a injury-riddled player, playing alongside Paul George, a injury-riddled player. This could either be a home run swing or an absolute strikeout for the Sixers. But I actually like the chance. Obviously, the Celtics are still the best team in the East, no doubt about it. They also re-signed Derek White, and Jason Tatum's on a new contract extension. That team is still basically the same team. But man, the Sixers, I think right now, are currently the second best team in the East, and definitely a contender in the entire NBA. I think they're easily top 5. I think. And there are also just, of course, just like a bunch of random deals out there, like Isaiah Joe staying with the Thunder, Luka Garza going back to the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Utah Jazz getting Drew Eubanks. I do think that Mason Plumlee did sign with the team. I think he signed with the Suns, which is interesting, I guess. But obviously there's, of course, a lot of other signings. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. I kind of just wanted to do like a quick, very classic Jake Baller Sports Whisper Ramble, just to give you a little update, my opinions on these signings and how I feel about them, and just the current state of the NBA. I'm really excited to see what Chris Paul can do on this sort of, I don't know, teaching role he's going to have there in the San Antonio Spurs locker room. Of course, Klay Thompson and how he fits on the Dallas Mavericks. This is what the Warriors are going to do next. Then, of course, the new super team of Paul George and the Philadelphia 76ers. I am super excited to see how that turns out. So, a lot of cool things going on right now. I'm super excited. Another couple, days go by. Some big things can happen. I can talk about it in an upcoming video. But the NBA is a lot of fun. I love the off season. But anyways, I love you guys. As you can see from my appearance, I'm very tired. I'm ready to go to bed, and I hope you are.